Hello. Massive apologies for my tardiness, that I'm 40 minutes late with my live. But I happen to be freelancing for Green Parlour again today. And you know when you do that thing where you're like, must not forget. And then you're like, oh, I wonder what the time is. And you're like, yeah, that was me today. So really sorry. But you can obviously watch this on catch up, or you can come back to it any time. It will always stay in this group for you. So today we're going to be chatting about how to get those wedding photos, because it's like the bane of our lives sometimes, isn't it? We do all that hard work, and then as much as we might ask, we never get those professional photos, and they're the ones that will always make our grid look amazing. So I was having a chat with my own wedding photographer, because it's always nice to get some feedback from the industry as to how's best to get it. And she was saying to me that basically the majority of photographers still hold the copyright for those photographs. Even though the bride and groom have actually paid for them, they don't own the copyright for them. So in actual fact, it's a bit like Monopoly. You need to bypass bride and groom, and go directly to the photographer and ask them directly for those photographs. And it was really interesting chatting to her about it, because having those relationships with the suppliers that are on the wedding day is really key to building those relationships, so that you can get those photographs afterwards, or you can tag people, all those other suppliers in there. That is so important to make sure that you get your name out there. So don't be afraid to go and have a little chat with the photographer on the morning of, even if it's something like, if you've done a particular arrangement and it's front facing, or even if it's like 3/4 of the way round, you might actually want to just say, oh, just bear in mind that this arrangement is 3/4 of the way round, so the focal areas are here and don't get the back of it. Or even the bridal bouquet, if it's to be held a certain way, you might want to tell them that, so that, because they're there for the whole day, and it makes you an expert in your field, that you're passing on a little bit of knowledge to them. So don't be afraid to go up and have a chat to them. We're all in the same boat at the end of the day, and it makes it so much easier when they know, like and trust you, for you to go back afterwards and say, can I have some photos? She said to me that what they will do is they will send you versions of the photographs that are a web-size version, because you don't need the proper ones. They're just too big for websites. And it may well be that a photographer has like a little watermark or something that they put on those photographs, so that obviously they can be traced back. The other thing that is really essential to do to stop to build that relationship with your photographers, so that you get more photographs in the future, is tagging. You need to tell people who the photographers are. You can obviously tag all the other suppliers in there, whether it be the cake maker, the DJ, the venue. You can tag all of those in, and they will help your SEO on your website, or even on your social media marketing. Make sure you tag them. I know a couple of years ago, there was Hazel at Eden Blooms, and I know she sold it now, but she did this whole social media thing where she created a hashtag called Tag the Florist, because she felt the florist was never tagged in any photos that any of the suppliers put up online. And it's really irritating for us when we don't get the credit we deserve for the work that we've put out there. And it's vice versa, that, you know, it's not just the flowers, it's not just the cake. It takes a whole industry, wedding industry, to bring a wedding together. And I am a great believer in that you give back as much as you get in return. So tag on the photo, tag in the text, tag in the SEO boxes, tag everywhere, to make sure that everyone gets the credit that they deserve. Because without the photographer, you wouldn't get the photos. Without the venue, you wouldn't be there. Without the bride, you wouldn't be there. Without the cake maker, you wouldn't have the cake flowers. everyone works together to pull that wedding together and to make it the day that it is. So everyone should get the credit that they deserve for it. You do have to bear in mind that the photographer will always hold the copyright for that photo. There are probably a lot of photographers that won't ask for payment because their work is obviously getting pushed out there and they're reaching different audiences. But bear it in mind that there are some photographers that might ask for a payment, whether that be £10 a photo or £100 a photo or £1,000 a photo, depending on what level of wedding that you're working at. Bear in mind that those might not always be free. Depends on the relationship that you have with them. Next week, I'm going to talk about a couple of wedding trends that we, myself and a couple of photographers that I've been chatting to, think are going to be coming up in the next year or so. If you've got any ideas of trends that are coming through, then feel free to DM me and I would absolutely love to include them. But these are a couple that we think are on their way over from the gorgeous US of A to the UK. And we think they're going to be hitting weddings very, very soon, within the next couple of years. I really hope this has been a help. If you feel this video could actually help someone else, then please send them a link to the group to get them to join. And if you've got any questions, if you're watching this on replay, obviously, pop it down below.